Okay, welcome back to the channel. It's been 2 months since I've done a video. The market has been all over the place. There's been a lot going on with regards to Trump's inauguration. Bitcoin pretty much hit an all-time high, coming back down, moving up and down, altcoins bleeding. Today we're going to talk about Parcl. This is a project that I've spoken about quite a lot. I've been invested in for a while, farming their airdrops mostly. Also hold their NFTs, and there's quite a bit of news surrounding that. So Parcel's made of some changes recently. So I was going to go over what has happened, what's happened to the price, where I think is going moving forward, and what my strategy is, because the Perpetual Points Season 2 has just finished. And so we're now waiting on those allocations to see what people have received for the amount of points that they've accumulated. So you can do some of your own math to try to figure out what your allocation is. But I'll get into that a little bit later. The first thing is they've gone with a new design, which is pretty cool. It's got this new logo. So, I mean, there's not really much to it, but it looks pretty good. With Parcl, I want to go over the chart first. So Parcl had a pretty good move last couple months. Obviously, realist RWAs were performing very well, especially with Trump coming into office. So Parcl went up, hit 60, pretty much hit about 70 cents quite quickly as well. Had this nice move, and then it's just been in this descending triangle recently, falling wedge. But a lot of altcoins are in this sort of situation, and Bitcoin's holding pretty good right now. It's at 106k. It's pretty solid. But a lot of altcoins, except for Solana's obviously been performing very well, especially with the Trump coin getting released on Solana. That was huge for it. But the rest of the altcoin market, at least for the coins that I look at, definitely have bled quite a bit against Bitcoin, and Parcel's no difference, sitting at 26 cents. But the chart still looks like promising. Obviously, there was a huge channel, descending channel. Then we had the move up into another descending channel, then the move up, and now into a falling wedge. So, you know, hopefully we break out of this and we start to head higher. You can also argue there's a bit of a cup and handle forming as well, potentially there, and then break up to the upside. That'd be pretty nice. But again, the chart still looks good, still holding strong in the falling wedge. It's a bullish pattern, so hopefully we can get the breakout, especially with some bullish news, and especially when sort of the altcoins start to recover. Bitcoin's just, you know, got really good dominance at the moment, and just getting a lot of the liquidity, as well as Solana doing well. So a lot of the altcoins still around like quite a bit off their all-time high prices. Some of the big changes with Parcl, the first one is, as I just said, the Perpetual Point Season 2 has just finished. So this lasted, I believe, like 5 months. Went for a long time. You pretty much accumulate points, and then you get the airdrops. So there's been 2 previous airdrops that have occurred. I've been a part of both of them, and they've been pretty rewarding. The airdrops I got were quite nice, especially considering that majority of what I've done to farm these airdrops is you provide USDC into providing liquidity to the platform, which also has shown good returns. You get an APR at the moment of 9% for 30 days, which is pretty good. And when you look at the realized profit and loss, it's 12.2. It's a pretty good return, especially because for quite a few months, the return was quite low. It was actually negative for a very small period of time. But now it's at a pretty good point where you're actually getting good return on your USDC, and you're farming those points at the same time. So that's what I've personally been doing for quite a few months, and got quite a lot of points. And then those points obviously translate to the size of the airdrop that you get, which, as I said, I've made many videos on this. I think it's, in my opinion, it's not financial advice, but it's a great risk reward ratio, where you obviously, if you want USDC to hold on to, because the market is so volatile that you might not want to be 100% in the market, then you can deploy your USDC and get a return on that. So I think Parcel's been great for that hedge, because you can deploy that USDC, you accumulate points, and then you hopefully get a nice substantial airdrop at the end. But that's obviously very subjective, because we didn't know how much percentage was going to be provided to this airdrop. They just announced it's 4.5%. And previous airdrops were, I believe, 8% and then 6% for Season 2. So remember, this is technically Season 3, even though it's called Perpetual Points Season 2. So 4.5% is a little bit less. And I went through the Discord and tried to like crunch some numbers, and it appears that there's 2 times the amount of total points accumulated this season than last, which means you should expect your previous airdrop to be diluted by 50%. And my airdrop last time was, as I said, it was quite strong. I think, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I had about, I would say 12 million points, and I received around 7,000 Parcl, which 7,000 Parcl at, 70 cents when it was at is a pretty good airdrop for just deploying USDC. Like, that's a pretty good return on investment. And now I put more money in and I bought the NFTs, which I'll also get to in a minute. And I've got a lot more points in this season. But as I said, it does appear to be more diluted with a smaller allocation for everyone. So I'm assuming my airdrop allocation will be less. Nonetheless, I still think it should be reasonably profitable and a pretty good opportunity. I think this is a really good opportunity to farm some points on the side. So I obviously have like altcoin positions and Bitcoin and Ethereum positions and all that. But I have a bit of USDC, which I've got sitting there, and I may as well deploy it here and receive Parcl airdrop in return. And some of the ways you can increase that airdrop in the past was by holding an NFT, the Homeowners Association NFT, which I've spoken about quite a bit. So this is what it is. Part of the whole fam. And they recently announced that you can hard stake your NFT to increase your percentage of points that you receive. So the first whole NFT, I believe, is 30%. You increase the amount of points you get. And then staking the NFT, you also receive, I believe it's 1,500 Parcl per NFT. And if you've held it since the first season, it's like an extra 400. So if you've held yours for a while, it's quite a decent incentive to hard stake it. But if you hard stake it, you can never get it back. It'll forever be, pretty much, you're locking it up forever. But you do get that return. You do get the percentage increase on the points you get in future seasons, which brings me to my next point, which is that there's also going to be another season. And I think it might be the last season. I'm actually not too sure. But I personally will be just continue to provide liquidity and just accumulate points in the next season and see what that allocation ends up being. Because there's no real downside to it. There's obviously smart contract risk, which is probably the only real risk you're facing, but you might just get a small airdrop. But at the end of the day, if a small airdrop's better than no airdrop. So for me, it is a good investment. The other sort of way you can use this platform nicely is to actually use the platform instead of just providing liquidity, which is just a basic thing to do. You can also bet on real estate markets, and you can also bet on a few cryptocurrencies. I believe it's just Solana and Bitcoin at the moment. You can long and short, but you can also long and short real estate markets, and you can see them all here. And so you can do all that, and you can get points for doing that as well. But you can also, by doing that, you can also enter into these trading contests. Now, these were very lucrative, especially in the early months they did this. The last couple months, personally, I don't think have been that great. And January it looks pretty good. It's a little bit difficult to do, but if you can get in what's known as in the money, you will get a pretty good reward, it seems. For instance, this is the real estate trading contest, and there are, so 10K USDC, unless you're like the top 3 people, I don't think you get that. So you can disregard that one. 105,000 Parcl, you'll probably get some of this. I think everyone in the money will get some of that reward, which is pretty good. And this is the big one, 7 billion points. 7 billion points, it's obviously distributed amongst all of those in the money tiered, but you can still get a really good chunk. I've seen recent months where people get, even the smallest amount believe it's like 1 million or 2 million points, which is actually like quite a lot of points. And later, obviously, that translates into your airdrop. But 7 billion points is a very large amount. The only big catch is that in order to get that reward, you have to be in the money, which means you have to be in the top, I believe it's 20% of traders are in the money. It should say, 20% of traders. So you have to be in the top 20% of traders, which is it's not that easy. It's obviously a risk when you trade. You can lose money. You don't always make money. So you might lose, or even if you have to make $105 as of this video. You need to and close that trade in profit $105 to be in the money and to get part of that share. Otherwise, you won't actually get any of those rewards. So it's really an incentive for people that have a little bit of money and want to use the platform and hopefully do well. And then you can get a piece of that pie, basically. There's also a crypto trading contest. Not as big rewards, 10k Parcl and only 560 million. Where was it before? Like 7 billion. So much less reward, but there's much less people in this one here. You can see there's only 21 people who are actually going to get that that prize. So little bit different. You probably won't get as much, but you still get a decent amount. For this one, you have to trade crypto instead of real estate. So I mean, Parcl moving forward, they've got, I believe 2 weeks ago, they had like their highest volume ever, daily volume, which is really good. So I think the platform still has really good usage, really good volume, a lot of users still using it. Really good use case, right? Applying a real world asset into crypto. It's on Solana. Solana's very hot right now, right? It's competing with Ethereum. A lot of people are saying it's going to be better than Ethereum, and then it'll run past Ethereum. Trump launching his meme coin, like whatever you think about that. I mean, it is bullish that he launched it on Solana. So yeah, I think the RWA assets, I think, are going to hold strong. They have held strong for a while. We've seen meme coins drop off recently, but RWA is still holding quite well. And this is definitely one of the front runners. It's one of the front runners, but it's also a low market cap coin. But it's very unique, and I think it has a ways to go. So I'm still very bullish in this project. There's at least one more season. Again, I'm not certain on how many more seasons there are, or if they've even announced how many there are going to be. But the most definitely is one more. And I'll definitely be accumulating points, probably dropping a couple trades, trying to get some points, maybe try getting the money in one of these contests and earn myself some of these rewards as well. As I said, I did stake one NFT. I had a few other NFTs. I did sell them about a month or two ago because I wasn't too sure about how that was all going to go. But I kept one, and I've hard staked it, so I'll be getting that increased percentage boost. And ultimately, I think, yeah, this is one of my favorite projects. Still low market cap, price, as I said, 26 cents at the moment. It's not too bad considering the state of the market. And this coin does move quick. As I said, low market cap, it can move, 100% in a week or less than a week, 150%. And this is a pretty bullish pattern. So I'll keep an eye on this, see if we get a breakout out of this pattern. Hopefully I'll be posting some more videos. I'll definitely talk about Parcl in the future. As I said, I've been looking at this project for many months, probably even a year or something, quite a while now. So let me know what you guys think of Parcl, if you're still bullish on it. I personally am. I think we saw a big drop off in users after the first season. And I think that second season was a very good opportunity to farm points because a lot of people left the platform because the airdrop was good after the first season, but maybe wasn't what people thought. And I think a lot of people left. And then the second airdrop was very good. And I think from that, we saw a lot of people come back in this third season, aka Perpetual Points Season 2. So potentially we saw more users, and that's why we had double the amount of points accumulated, which then dilutes everyone's initial, their allocation. So it'll be interesting to see if people hang on in this next season. And I think that'll be indicative based on people's allocations. If you get a good allocation in this one, you might stick around. If not, you might go. So as I said, it seems like the users are still here. The platform still has a very bright future. I think they just announced they're going to have merch, which, most people probably don't care about. But so Parcl merch would be nice. I used to have it back in the day. I tried to get some, but I wasn't able to. I think I was a little bit late. And then they said they've been working on it for months or something. So bit of a random one, but it'd be cool to get some merch. So yeah, let me know if you guys are bullish on this project. What other RWA coins are you bullish on, or what you think of the current state of the market? Because to me, I think it's pretty crazy everything that's going on with Trump releasing a meme coin, Bitcoin just moving pretty crazy, really. Like every day, it's going from like 100k to 108, 106, 107k, just like straight up in a short period of time. And now it's just hovering at this new high right here. So it's a pretty interesting time, that's for sure. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys.